It's true. We get emails every day as business owners, and what do? Well, we attack them, we answer them, we send information back, we worry about them. But is there something hidden inside every email that could actually be like a pot of gold? Hi, my name is Jeff Harrison of SwingPointMedia. We have a digital marketing agency here in the Coachella Valley in Southern California. We help business owners just like you find a way to get more customers using organic content. Well, I had to come on today because I'm in the midst of teaching an AI course on how to leverage ChatGPT to help grow your business and reduce your overhead and really help you get more work done without working so hard. And this morning, when I was teaching the class, we were talking about how to leverage emails. And as we do this, we want to talk about the assignment was I want you to go into your email inbox and I want you to get 10 emails and I want you to give information to ChatGPT and ask for it to give a response. And the results were mixed with the class. And part of it was because we were not giving ChatGPT the proper information. No, I don't mean we weren't giving it the entire email. What I'm really referring to is the fact that we gave it limited guidance. It's almost like saying, I just want something to eat. Well, when you say that, you know, whoever's providing the food can get you anything and it may be wrong. They're just like, they're playing pin the tail on the donkey in the dark with a blindfold on, and it's not working out real well. So what we did is we took the time to break down an email and find out a better way to respond. Now, some of the students are saying, in my business, I'm not sure this will work. Or I don't know if my email is really very effective. It's asking a lot of details that are industry specific. Here's what I want to tell you is if you give ChatGPT to the right information, it can give you great results. And what this does for you as a business owner is instead of starting out with a blank slate, it can actually help you be way more creative. Some people say, well, ChatGPT, like a calculator, will make us stupid. It will take away our creativity. I beg to differ. I think what will happen is it starts giving you ideas you hadn't thought about, and you can think even further, more creatively. So without further ado, let's jump in because I want to show you exactly what went down. Let me share my screen. So I'm gonna just hop off. You don't need to see me, and it's easier to see this. So here's what we did. One of our customers, his name is Art Alvarez, and he owns a company called Mortgage Works, and he shared an email with us. And basically it says, I want to create an email for Art Alvarez, a 40-year-old veteran from the home mortgage industry. I service customers in the California market. My business is called Mortgage Works, located in Palm Springs, California. I would like to write a response to a customer that asks why their rate went up over this past weekend from week to week, citing the 10-year Treasury bond. Please be friendly, accurate, and helpful. Okay, so in other words, they received a letter that said, "Hey, I'd like to get pre-approved." Well, on Friday they may have gotten a rate, and then on Monday they got a different rate. Well, the reason is because the 10-year Treasury bond went up. But what we did is we gave them some information right here on who it was, what we were talking about, and then told it how to act. And let's see what it says. It gave us a subject line, which is nice. Hey, understanding your mortgage rate increase. Dear customer, thank you for reaching out with your question about the recent increase in your mortgage rate. I understand that changes in the rates can be confusing, especially when comparing week to week. The primary factor influencing mortgage rates, including yours, is the movement of the 10-year Treasury bond. This bond serves as a benchmark for many long-term interest rates, including mortgage rates. When the yield on the 10-year Treasury bond rises, it typically leads to an increase in mortgage rates. Several economic factors can impact the movement of the 10-year Treasury bond and consequently move mortgage rates. Factors such as inflation expectations, economic growth projections, and geopolitical events can all play a role in pushing the rates higher or lower. While it's essential to keep an eye on these broader economic indicators, it's also important to note that individual mortgage rates can vary based on factors specific to your loan, such as your credit score, loan term, and down payment amount. And now it says, I recommend staying in touch with your loan officer or mortgage advisor to stay informed about the rate change and potential opportunity to lock in a favorable rate when it aligns with your financial goals. If you have any questions, reach out to Art, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So when we got this back, first of all, Art was very happy with that. Of course, the one thing that we would probably come in here and adjust is it says, get in touch with your mortgage officer. Well, obviously Art is a mortgage officer, so he would adjust that. But he was very pleased with everything else because it's very accurate. You know, the 10-year treasury bond does go up and down based on those economic data or political factors of going on, and they have gone up quite a bit lately. So this was something that could help Art create an email to go out to this person. So we said, create a similar response. So we were talking about this and said, well, okay, so checked off the list. We have now answered the email. Let's go to the next one. Now, before I go forward, I want to point something out. In the class that I'm teaching, we're starting to create prompt templates. And by this, what I mean is, if there's probably in your industry, you get a certain type of, a certain number of inquiries, and then they just repeat, right? I mean, you probably get that odd one now and then, but most of the time it's just the same questions, maybe said slightly differently. So what we're doing is we're creating these templates so that anytime something comes up, somebody, not necessarily Art, maybe one of his staff members or somebody that's even outsourced, can add this email to the prompt and get a response that will work out really well. And then Art can tweak it if he needs to, or approve it before it's sent. So that's really, when we first started this was kind of the idea. But I said, hey, wouldn't this be interesting to add this to your FAQs for your website? So I said, so then we put in, create the similar response as an FAQ from our website, and then also a social media post. Now, I was pretty vague here. I could have put in here, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever it might have been, but a social media post. So it says, sure, okay, an FAQ mortgage rate change. So question, why did my mortgage rate go up this week compared to last week? Now, let me stop right there for just a second. If you were somebody who was thinking about buying a home, is this a question that might come up now and then? Absolutely. So if it's not on his website, it's important to probably have that on his website, because guess what? If somebody typed in Google and they said, why did my mortgage rate go up this week compared to last week? It's pretty common. That's not some kind of tricky question. It's not stuff with keywords. It's just a simple, what we call a long tail keyword. It's a true question to be asked. Well, it's going to be on his website to have an answer for that. The movement of mortgage rates, including yours, is closely tied to the 10-year treasury bond. When the yield of the 10-year treasury bond rises, it usually leads to increased mortgage rates. Several economic factors can influence the movement of this bond, such as inflation expectations, economic growth projections, blah, blah, blah. In other words, now we have another piece of content that goes on his website. And one thing about Google is they like to have you have fresh, relevant, and new content on your website posted as often as possible. Well, these can be things that you can put on there, FAQs. You said, okay, well, what about that post? So it comes up with a social media post. Understanding mortgage rate changes. Ever wonder why your mortgage rate can fluctuate? It's often tied to the 10-year treasury bond movement. Economic factors. In other words, it just says that right away. And we could tweak that so it could be a little bit more impacting. But the point is, this all came from an email from a potential client that said, hey, why did my rate go up? Then we said, create a 3-minute video script that I can make to put on YouTube and other social media platforms to attract more customers. So what does it do? Unlocking your mortgage journey, understanding mortgage rates. And all of a sudden it has here even the scenes, and it says where Art should be speaking. Welcome everyone. Today we're driving. Okay. And it gives a 3-minute outline for a potential video. Then I said, hey, And then I said, hey, please write a 700-word article on this same topic. Make sure to cite our FAQ page and the video as a resource, and make sure to have the CTA, or call to action, Art Alvarez at MortgageWorks, 760-883-5700. Now, I'm not going to read you the entire article, but what I'm going to show you is there is a 700-word article with headlines in there. We call H2 headlines in there. It's got bullet points and numbered items in there, so it makes it easy to read all the way down, navigating your journey to mortgage. And then it says right here, here's your call to action. And right there it is. There's his phone number and everything ready to go. Now, this all came from simply, hey, how do we use ChatGPT to lighten our load to creating an email to all of a sudden it's something that says, I got an email out of it, I got an FAQ, I got a social media post, I got a script, and I got a 700-word blog. That all came from an email. To me, that is a serious content marketing hack that we sometimes, in fact, almost all the times, overlook, that could be changing the way we create content. Because here's the number one challenge most people, business owners, have when it comes to creating content. I'm not sure what to write about. And me, as a content creator and a digital marketing agency owner, I'll say, well, what you want to do is you want to listen to your customers, and you want to create content that solves their questions they need answered before they can make a buying decision. Well, this is the way to do it. Your customers who email you with a problem are actually gateways to opportunities so that you can create more content. So I want you to think about that. If you would like to be considered in our next, it's a 5-week series on how to leverage AI for creating content and lowering your cost of doing business, please do me a favor in the comments, make sure to, or email at info@swingpointmedia.com that you have an interest in getting involved in the next class. This is just one of many, many things that we're teaching teaching the students in this class to do. Now, before we left that day, today, before we left this, we said, I want to show you how you can create 30 days worth of content from this same process while you're in ChatGPT, and you can be very specific and you can make it for multiple platforms. So let's say you did 30 days worth of content, but you did it for 5 different platforms, right? That's 150 pieces of content you can create literally in minutes. But here's the answer we're looking for. Here's the key element. It's not what comes out that's important. It's what you put in. So if you put in poor prompting, you're going to get out bad results. And then you're going to misunderstand and say, ChatGPT doesn't work. This AI stuff is so far from being useful. I'm going to tell you, since we started working with AI about now, it's probably close to 2 years now. We've only seen improvement, not necessarily only because it's improved, but because we've gotten better at asking questions, and that's what we're teaching our students. All right, my name is Jeff Harrison of SwingPoint Media. I hope you enjoyed today. Hope you took some nuggets away from that. And again, if you're doing an old-fashioned email and you're just responding by hand, you're probably leaving opportunity and money on the table. Thank you.